Hello, my name is Mahendra Paharia. I'm the founder of the site yoursattutor.com. I founded the site after seeing a lot of students, a lot of otherwise bright students, struggle to get a high score on the SAT. A little research on the internet showed that the 50 percentile score on the SAT is 1070 approximately. This means about half the students score 1070 or below on the SAT out of a total possible score of 1600. And the 90 percentile score in the SAT is 1340, which means about 90% of the students get below 1340 in their SAT. Now, I wanted to check this out myself to see what is the level of difficulty that the SAT exam poses. So I took a few practice tests myself and I found myself getting 1520, 1550 consistently in the practice tests that I took. So I thought here is an opportunity to help the vast majority of the students who are struggling with their SAT. And like I mentioned, they may be very good academically. They may have done very well. They may have scored mostly A's and a few B's. They might be even taking a few advanced placement courses. But the fact remains that when so many students struggle with the SAT, it's time that they got help. So I started this website, yoursattutor.com, to help students get a better score overall in their SAT exams. Like you know, the SAT can open doors to several of their dream colleges, and getting a high score on the SAT is critical if a student wants to get into a college of their dreams. I did my Bachelor's of Technology in Electrical Engineering from IIT BHU. That is one of the very prestigious institutes for engineering in India. I also did my MBA from IIM Calcutta, which is amongst the top MBA colleges in India. Now, I scored in the top 1 percentile on the entrance exams of both those institutes to get an entry into those colleges. Now, the position in India is such that unless you are in the top, in the higher end of the 1 percentile students taking the entrance exams, you don't get an entry into the colleges. So it was like 150,000 students taking the IIT JEE when the year when I took it, and I got a rank better than 1,500. I had to be there to be able to get an entry into the college. You had to score well above the 1 percentile score just to get into that college, and the position for getting an entry into the IIMs was also similar. So, given this background, it was not at all difficult for me to score in the top 1 percentile or better in the practice tests of SAT that I took. However, I do understand that it will not be as easy for high school students to score in that range. So, I developed quite a few techniques that would help students who are otherwise weak in math or even in reading to get a high score on the SAT. Some of these techniques are outlined in the other videos that you see on the site, and those same videos have also been placed on my YouTube channel. I will be coaching my students on the proper use of these techniques so that they can get the maximum benefit from what I teach them. Having a good foundation in math is very important in order to be able to do well in the math sections, both the section that requires a calculator and the section where a calculator is not allowed. Towards this end, I will go through the foundation of math in detail with all my students to ensure that they are well positioned to solve any problem in math that the SAT might throw at them. Concepts in math will include bringing them up to the required level in areas like algebra, geometry, trigonometry, coordinate geometry, linear equations, functions, graphs, and the like. Similarly, the language and writing section of the SAT tests concepts in grammar, the ability to spot grammatical errors in a sentence, things like subject verb agreement, punctuation, correct placement of different ideas within a sentence and within a passage. The student will be required to pick the best choice that makes a sentence more coherent, that makes a passage more coherent, or that is the best way of correcting a given sentence or a given paragraph. For this, I will be going through the concepts in grammar, in punctuation, to prepare the student to the level that is required in the SAT. The reading section is geared towards testing the student's ability to understand a given passage and to answer 10 to 12 questions on the passage, and the questions are framed differently around each passage. The reading section has 5 passages and 52 questions that the student has to answer on all those 5 passages put together in 65 minutes. So there is a critical element of speed that the student needs to develop to be able to score well in the reading section. Towards this end, there will be plenty of practice given to the student in the reading section to perform better in answering questions based on the different passages given. With your foundations in math, grammar, and reading in place, and with the necessary practice to answer questions at the required speed, the student should be able to get a much better score on the SAT than they are getting at the moment. So contact me today and we can work out a custom plan based on the student's strengths and areas of improvement. We work to that plan to help the student get better scores in the SAT.